What's good, everybody? It's your boy Onyx here. Once again, Sunday, 6 p.m., going full nerd. Funky intro time. That's right. So let's go ahead. Let's kill out the mellow. Let's kill out the mellow intro and say what's happening, everybody. What's going on? As you can see, I'm wearing my New York Giants hat because my New York Giants won their football game today, and I'm kind of ecstatic. The team is garbage. The team is straight trash. You know, we beat another trash team, but you know, sometimes you got to just take the little victories. You take the little victories. You take the little things in life that make you feel good. You know, I mean that's all you got to do. But before we get on to today's topic, that's right, today's review, today's spoiler filled, and there's a reason why I'm going to say it is spoiler filled. We're going to talk a little bit about the movie Dune, then versus now. And when I say then versus now, I'm talking about 1984 version of the film versus the 2021 version of the film. And I'm going to get to it in just a minute. But first, let's go ahead and get the shameless plug in. What's up, everybody? It's shameless plug time. So thanks for checking out the podcast, Going Full Nerd. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe everywhere possible. So look for Going Full Nerd on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, goingfullnerd.com, and my Twitter handle, ONYXXX1969. You can also listen to the audio version on its home, Anchor.fm, but also on Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you consume your podcast listening pleasure. Hey guys, let's get on with the show. You know what? I need to stop lip singing that. I really do. I ain't got nan lick of sense. But hey, let's talk, y'all. I mean, honestly, movies get remade all the time. They get remade all the time. And some remakes are better than the originals. You know, and that's my opinion. That's how I feel. I mean, I don't know if it's nostalgia, you know, maybe faded memories that make us think these movies were better than what they really were, or did we just not understand, you know, what we were watching, and now that we're older, we say this is something great, this is something awesome. Now, Dune is one of those movies, I'm going to be blunt. It stunk in 1984. It stunk when it was first done. And that's my opinion. And this new Dune has something going for it that the old Dune did not. And you know what that is? Great marketing. Because I'm going to be honest with you. That is 2 hours, 30, what was it? Hold on, what was it? 236 minutes this film was? 200, what, let me look real quick. Let's see what, Dune Run Time. Dune Run Time. It was 2 hours and 35 minutes. 2 hours and 35 minutes. Now, I'm going to go ahead and the 1984 version of Dune, I call it Doom because was 2 hours and 17 minutes. So basically, we got another 18 minutes of what felt back in 1984 was a long ass film. Now, here's the deal. Here is we're gonna run this down. We're gonna run down all this stuff. First of all, let's talk marketing. Some of the marketing said, you know what? It said, hey, Dune, this is going to be the next Star Wars, the next Lord of the Rings. That's the marketing from today. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put something in your ear. I'm going to put it I'm gonna put it to you. Yes, that is 2 hours and 36 minutes. I'm never gonna get back. Never, ever, ever. But I'm gonna say the only reason why they're gonna say that this is the next Star Wars or the next Lord of the Rings, because those movies were trilogies. Those movies were broken up into multiple parts. Dune 1984 was not. Yet Dune 2021, yes. Basically, let's take a look at it. The biggest difference between the two movies, other than great marketing by this newest one, is the fact that, well, they didn't tell the whole story that the first movie did. The first movie was an adaptation of the book. Okay? Dune was a book, folks. As much as we beg people to open up books and read, I want them to read, but I also want them to come watch the YouTube channel and get some of this opinion building. But here's the deal, okay? This wasn't an adaptation of the book. They purposely broke this down into two movies. Now, during the marketing, I did not know that they were going to do two movies with this. And so I'm expecting to see some of the stuff that I saw in the 1984 Dune all the way. And I'm sitting with my wife. We on the couch. We got the colorful lights, the theater. We got the Bose sound system, thumpity thump thumping, like we in the theater. Because originally my wife was like, you know what? Let's go out. Let's pay to see the movie. But then my nerdy sense started tingling. My nerdy sense was like, you know what? I know the ambiance of physically going to a movie theater, it makes it enjoyable. It makes the movie, it's like flavor on a food. It makes it taste better. But something said, my nerdy sense was tingling. And I said, no, we got HBO Max. We're going to watch this in the house. I got a big TV. We're going to watch this in the house. And I will say, I am glad that we did. Time for me to take a sip out of the red rum cup. Now, here goes the thing. Now, I'm looking in the chat, and my man, Omar, has known me in the live chat. Omar has known me for a long time. We go back to high school. All right. I'm going to date us for a minute. Sorry about that. But anyway, I am going to say I saw the original Dune with my cousin. Okay. Omar knows my cousin. We literally watched the original Dune in its entirety. Not in the theater, but when it made it to VHS. Okay. If I remember correctly, this would have been like our junior year in high school, a year after it came out, I believe. We saw it on VHS. Or we saw a bootleg because, we did things like that back then in the 80s. Sue me. Statute of limitations. All good. And I remember it was just as boring then as it was now. But let's go back. Let's talk about this. So basically, the reason why I say this is stretched out into two movies. A couple of things that really kind of worked my nerve in watching this whole movie. Sorry, there may be a minor spoilers, but I do this to save you time, save you some effort. And as with all my opinion pieces, you be the judge, you go see it. But this is 2 hours and 35 minutes that I cannot get back. Ever, ever, ever. All right. Just like I can never get back that 2 hours and 17 minutes from the OG Dune. I couldn't get it. I can't get this back. So the basis of the story. So the basis of the story. I mean, I really thought this was going to be something big, something better. They were talking about it, how they were filming all through the pandemic. But the basic story is this. You got this empire built up of little different houses that are warring factions, but ruled by an emperor. And what they do is they mine this substance called spice. Spice is only found on one planet, the planet Arrakis, which in the original movie it was nicknamed Dune. You know, you got to slide in. You got to slide in the title of the movie. So here's the deal. Here's the funkiness of this. All right. First of all, they're mining this stuff. This stuff is a hallucinogen. Hallucinogen? Hallucin. It gets you high. And it allows them to travel through space. Mhm. Mm. The drug references. Oh my God. A book written in the 60s, made into a movie into the 80s, made its way into the 2000s. Wow. Okay, so here's the dilly. Here's the dilly. They threw a star-studded cast at this. All right. They threw Timothy Chalamet. They advertised my girl Zendaya on this hard. I am going to save a lot of you this. You see Zendaya from the beginning of the film. You will see her. Notice what I am saying. You are going to physically see her, but you don't hear her speak one damn line worth a damn until maybe like the last 20 minutes of the film. If that ain't the biggest bait and switch, whoa. And then let's talk about the let's talk about the cameo appearances by Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista. Aquaman and Drax. I'm looking at this like, okay, we gonna get some. This gonna be this gonna be like the original Doom. We're gonna get through. We saw the special effects. They were doing the throwdowns and the special effects. Okay, we gonna get to this. We gonna get like the OG Doom. My man gonna be riding the sandworm, doing the thing. You know, like Beetlejuice. I think the sandworms were done better in Beetlejuice. But anyway, let's throw this out there. Let's throw this out there. Yo, Jason Momoa goes out like a sucker. Goes out. Everybody in the House of Atreides goes out like a sucker. Now, some differences I did notice, like if you watch the original Dune, they tell you the whole plot of how they're going to get rid of House of Atreides in the first 10 minutes, 31 seconds of the OG Dune. You don't see it coming in the new Dune. Okay? You don't see it. The only spice I want to see is the ones in my cabinet when I make my sweet potato pie. A little bit of nutmeg, some cinnamon. You know what I'm saying? But this, this really, really, they did so much to try to give depth into this story. They tried so much. And to me, it failed. I mean, I was bored through the whole movie. I mean, I literally had to try to keep my wife awake during the movie. We started it at about 9 o'clock, thinking we're gonna have a nice, quiet, night, do some, have some snacks and chill. Oh man, no. We were like struggling by the end of the movie, like, is this thing gonna end? And then when it got to the part it's gonna end, it was like, wait a minute, they gonna have a part 2 to this shit? But, I digress. I talked to a couple of friends of mine, and a couple of friends of mine said, you know what? They got you. They got you hooked because you're going to watch the second one. It's like, I know you're going to watch the second one because you give your opinion pieces, your reviews on these things. But think about the people that did not see the original 1984 Dune. Think about the people that knew the original 1984 Dune was a piece of hot garbage. Even though it had some great stars, had a good premise, could have been awesome. Now that we've got the technology, the special effects that can make things look so great, make things look awesome, but that story did not translate well for the excitement, I will say, the short attention span of a lot of us nowadays because we like to get to the good part. Just like that old school song. When we gonna get to the good part? Get down, get to it. Because we did not get down and we did not get to it. I mean, yeah, the special effects were cool. Yeah, some of the fight scenes were actually pretty awesome. And hey, it is what it is. The cast was pretty pleasant to look at as far as the costume design and things like that. But the pacing of this story to me seemed too slow. The pacing of this story should not have been for two movies. Honestly, I could probably watch the second movie and get more out of it than I did the first. And that's where we're going to run into problems with this. So, honestly, what does your boy give Dune? And I'm going to start calling it Dune Part 1. What do I give Dune Part 1? Well, soundtrack didn't draw me in. Special effects were rather blah. The story really didn't do much for me. So, what do I get out of Dune? I get a overwhelming sense of relief that they showed this as part of my HBO Max subscription. I'm gonna be honest with you. I would not recommend to anyone to go see this movie in theaters. I mean, that's just me. I don't know. Some of y'all, some people I've seen online, some people are praising this, like, oh my gosh, it's so awesome, it's so great. Uh, I don't see it. I mean, help me here. Let me know. Am I not seeing what? I mean, the mixture of what looks like Arabic and Scottish. They had bagpipes. They were playing bagpipes going into battle or going into the. They were playing bagpipes, yo. They were set up by their own government, yo. I mean, yeah. I mean, they could make it play on to today's headlines. They could make it play on into pre- recent history and things like that. But yo, really? When we go to the movies, we want to go and we want to, what's to say? We want to escape into a world. This did not allow me to escape into a world. Okay. This did not allow me to immerse myself in a fantasy world that I could say, wow, I want to know more. I want to dig deeper. I mean, it it just didn't have all of the elements. I mean, honestly, the story has a lot of promise. The story is of, you know, basically a chosen one. I mean, a chosen one. That's all the main character Paul was. He was the chosen one. I mean, I know we use that in a lot of things. We used it in Star Wars. We used it in so many different fantasy elements. But that's all this guy was. He was a chosen one. He was born of a noble warrior and of a, the mystical elements, right? To fulfill a prophecy. I mean, how can you not make that interesting? You do it by not giving it the action, by not giving it the depth, by just kind of dragging it along, saying somewhere in the background, we got to get this shit into a second movie so we could get paid double, double. You know, honestly, pandemic. It made like I think it made like 33 million this weekend because people are just wanting to go out. I mean, I'm glad that 33 million wasn't any of my money. I mean, I get more for my HBO Max subscription, honestly. So maybe it got some money from me, but not in a movie theater. It's just wrong. Yeah, the credits were the best part because I knew that crap was over. It was over. It was done. I mean, they kept elements from the OG. They kept you get around too much spice, your eyes are blue. Hmm. But it was a waste. It was a waste. Don't waste your time. If you got HBO Max and you're curious, go ahead, turn it on. I will suggest if you do watch Dune 2021, go ahead and watch Dune 1984 first so you can know what's going on, know the story, kind of see where it's going, and then see the differences. I would love to hear other individuals' opinions on this movie. Now, if you're, frugal with your time, you don't have 2 hours and 35 minutes to spare, skip it. It gets a 2 on the going full nerd scale. Yeah, 2 out of 5. If you ain't got nothing else better to do, go ahead and watch it. I mean, I'd rather sit through Zack Snyder's Justice League again for a whole 3 so hours. I'd rather watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy at 3 hours apiece before I watch Dune 2021 once again. I mean, that's how I'm feeling. I mean, honestly, if you want to watch something that's stupid but entertaining, go ahead and watch Mystery Men. Yeah, you remember that superhero film with, the guy that played Pee Wee Herman playing a superhero that farts? I mean, it is what it is. You do what you do. But anyway, folks, that's it. I'm done. I got a lot of other good stuff that I really need to watch. I'm going to start watching season 2 of Lock and Key. That was a nice series. Check my review of season 1. Let's take a look at season 2. See if they finally get CPS called on them people, and maybe that'll be worth it. We got the Hawkeye miniseries coming up. We've got the final season of Lost in Space popping up on Netflix, so that should be some cool stuff. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to chill, enjoy my New York Giants victory for the rest of the day, and maybe watch some extra football. But anyway, thanks everybody for joining up. Peace, y'all. And I'm out of here. Let's do the funky outro and let's talk a little bit behind the scene. Funky outro time. Funky outro time. Am I still fly? I'm still fly. Everybody smoking all the greenery. Close the match cause they were handed down to me. But I'm still fly. I'm still fly. I know. And when that beat drops, we change it. Still fly as gold. So check this out. I mean, there's so much stuff that we can watch. I mean, season 2 for Lock and Key did drop. It did drop. I think it did drop. It either did drop or it's getting ready to drop. I think it dropped. Take a look at Netflix. I get so confused with a lot of this stuff. I mean, here's the part. Here's the thing. I get real leery when it's a remake. I mean, Hollywood. I mean, I talk about it often. We need some originality. We need some new stories. We need things that are just going to pop off. What are some original stories? The comic book movies are all original stories. Let's get some more. Now, if you're watching the replay of this, hey, actually, boom, a subscribe button, hopefully. Please click it. We do some great things over here. We have fun, and we give opinions. Let me know what you think. And I'm out. To all the haters, cause you proved to me that rising to the top was my destiny. Okay, top 5 box office. Until we get a bunch of movies in the box office, there's no top 5. It's stacked deck, man. It's a stacked deck. But anyway, I'm out.